There's racism within Muslims. So my message to the Muslims is go back to your religion. Go back to Islam.
Now, do you think that's going to happen though? So what I'm saying for me,
because it's been
for me,
forever.
your solution you just gave is what I always hear, and it's for me. I call it quite. It's quite like a happy, a feel-good kind of response, but it's not actually tangible.
They've got the blueprint there. If they follow it,
no,
It is tangible.
You know what I mean?
right.
Because I've done it.
So you don't practice racism,
Not that I'm aware of.
but you can be stuff that you're not aware of, right?
I don't know.
So it's like this, right? I'm very straightforward, isn't it? I'm going to the dark-skinned black Muslims who I'm seeing as the most mistreated. I could be wrong. I'm saying, what are you guys doing to better yourselves amongst your other brothers? Because if you are,
What would you like me to do, young man? What would you like me to
for
do?
me personally, I can never come to you and tell you to do anything.
Would you like me to drive? Would you want?
Me personally, I can never tell you to do anything because you're
can't.
exactly.
But
But here's what I
saying.
can do. Hold on, friend. I'm going to give you the answer. I can go to the black Muslims and go, bro, what are you doing to help your brothers out, innit?
Yeah.
If your brothers are going through something, you're doing nothing, then what's going to happen? There you go.
That's what I'm saying, man.
we had it like
I was
an hour
on,
long.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, I want to leave here with every single black Muslim saying, yeah, we're going to come together and try to better ourselves.
I'm gonna start a WhatsApp group, but on one condition: I'm the admin. I don't know if my black Muslim brothers will accept it or not.
The thing is, if you were
An
sincere,
Arab admin. No, I'm sincere. But genuinely,
if you're
my thing
sincere,
is education, bruv.
thank you.
My thing is education.
I don't think it's
Do you know what I'm
me
saying?
personally. I don't think
Here's a good one you can ask. Because he's very, very fair.
There you go. I don't think it's your responsibility to help black people.
Ask him. Because you just asked a good question.
What are black Muslims doing amongst other black Muslims? Black Muslims to better the black Muslim condition. So does that make sense, right? So if you look amongst Muslims, right, we've all agreed that potentially the most mistreated group amongst Muslims could
We
be
haven't
black.
agreed. You made the assumption. No one agreed.
No, I've made the assumption.
the presupposition.
Let me well, he's subject. All right, so is that true?
I didn't
Is
say
that
only
true?
exists
Am I
amongst
wrong?
the black
Am I wrong?
Muslims.
Am I wrong though?
About what?
Is there a mistreatment that goes on amongst Muslims group that is particularly aimed at the black Democrats?
If you're saying is there racism in the
I'm talking about economics. I'm talking about just throwing out of windows or whatever it might be. Just generally.
I haven't thrown any black people out of a window.
Well, remember, when we talk, we mustn't talk about individual experience. We're talking about collective
heard of
now, innit?
anyone.
Well, so in Saudi Arabia,
We can't speak about collective. We haven't spoken to everyone. We never brought them all together and asked them this question.
No, it doesn't work that way.
what?
What I'm saying is like, if you understand you're from the hood, right? And you understand there's certain things happen in the hood, didn't you? Right? You don't have to be in the hood to know there's a hood. And you can see what's happening in the hood. I'm saying we still need to fix the hood. We go, well, I'm not there, we don't have to fix the hood.
So the question that you asked,
So because
what are black Muslims doing
what are
to
black
better
Muslims
themselves?
doing to better the black Muslim experience amongst other Muslims, right?
To do what?
Black Muslims.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
You got the image of black
thinks it
people
makes
just
sense.
daily getting thrown out of windows.
Remember, when we talk about collectively, you're going to get a black Muslim who's rich and doing well, and you're going to get a non-black Muslim who's not doing well, right? When we talk about collectively, we understand that you have to go, which group is the most mistreated group and why, innit?
You're saying blacks. I have
To be honest, most black Muslims don't. A lot of them don't even feel like there's a proper issue.
No, so is that issue?
No, some of them. A lot of them don't feel like there's an issue.
Is that the brother just make a good point? Are you saying that rich black people should share with poor black people?
Well, that's
communism.
Is that what you're saying?
Well,
You're a commie.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about.
know it yet.
I'm talking about coming together to work on solutions, right? So if we're all affected,
What if the problem's not that big?
Okay, so
I believe God is. I
one at a time, fam.
believe God is.
One at a time. I'm going against an impossible task.
No, you're not.
No, you go.
This is how we talk. It's normal.
No, you go.
No, so what I'm saying is, okay, so I could be wrong in it. I'm saying that when I look collectively amongst the Muslim group and the Jewish group and the Christian group, it just so happens it's universal, at the bottom tends to be collectively black people, right?
That's not
What
true.
black
You're
people?
using
Right.
Dr.
I'm
Umar
not poor.
phrases, bro.
No, okay, so when we
I'm
say
not poor.
What do you mean by the bottom? What do you mean by the bottom?
We're at the bottom of the.
What do you mean? At the bottom of the
I can
bottom?
explain.
I'm a black Muslim and I'm not poor.
Right, so when we say collectively,
what's
we
the
have to take
problem?
ourselves out of that. So I might be rich, but that if everyone else in my community is poor, me rich means nothing.
So what would you like me to do with my wealth? What would you like me to do?
So when it comes,
Be a communist. Give amongst
So
everyone.
if God is great, but God didn't tell me to take everything
Hey,
I have
no.
and just give it away.
no, you shouldn't. What you've earned, what you've
I
earned,
beg
right?
you tell that to some black guy that's got money. They will not listen to you.
No one's gonna do.
Well, I'm
What I'm
keeping
saying
my
is,
money. That's what he's saying.
what I'm saying is, right? Here's
No
the
one's
answer,
gonna share
right?
their money, mate.
If
No
you're,
one's gonna share their money.
you shouldn't share your money,
No
but you
one
should
Arab.
be.
There's rich
So
Arab.
so as a Muslim,
Do you think it's every Arab that's rich?
No.
Good.
Let me answer the question.
So there is poor and
There's,
rich.
there's confusion.
You've got an image of where you go Saudi, you just see black men getting slaughtered.
No.
Because
This
it's
thrown
like-
out windows.
Yeah, thrown out like
No.
bare-
But have you
bare
seen
black
that?
men
Have
This
you
is
seen
the
that?
this is the
Cars,
easy conversation.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that. This is the easy conversation, right? When you're talking about
I
collective...
told you you're idea for this, so
I
be
know,
careful.
I know.
Be careful.
When you talk about collective betterment, you're not talking about the individual or a small group. You're talking about collectively. You look at statistics. You go, you know what? If this group demographic is not doing well, we have to be dedicated to make systems to fix them. Does that make sense? Right?
No, you have to
Black
identify why
Muslims.
they're not
Thank
doing well.
Yeah.
Good.
You identify the problem.
Yeah,
So
but
I've
identify the
so
problem.
Why?
So here we
Why?
go. You clever man.
You
So
identify the problem.
I've identified, that racism, as in mistreating someone based upon how they physically look, is the problem, right? And by doing that,
But that's not exclusive to blacks.
oh, of course not.
It's not exclusive.
But remember, we're talking about this topic, innit?
No, but I'm talking from an Islamic
What is
context.
If a
no,
Chinese-
but you
I've
have
been-
Spoken to him.
No,
He doesn't care about
but you have to
everyone
give him a
else.
chance.
He's
My
not
brother,
black.
my
You don't
brother,
care.
you
I
have to
don't
give him a
care.
chance.
He doesn't care. One at a time.
Where's
He don't
90% Asian.
My brother.
I've walked in and they've all like...
My brother, you gotta give him a
Right.
chance
What's happening?
because
I'm
he's
saying-
black.
I'm
He's
saying-
talking on the black part.
Does that make
You know,
sense?
give him a chance too.
So that's
He's
what
talking
it
on
is.
his behalf.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? I've set
That's what
I've
he's
set the
doing.
target. The target is black people because I've identified them from my standpoint as a very high mistreated group. I could be wrong. Maybe black people are not mistreated, and maybe collectively we're doing great.
Everyone else might not see it like
Yeah,
how you
but
see
the thing
it.
is, when we leave this conversation, everyone says the opposite, innit? But when the camera's on, black people, I'm
You know
great, I'm
what?
great. But when
No,
I go,
you know what?
we're
I'm
back.
not saying
Let me
they're
tell
all
you
great.
something.
I'm not
I
saying
think
they're
black
all
people
great.
are doing great.
You think that?
I think so.
What does that mean?
I think we're doing great
Explain how.
because I know black people. I've seen black people who've got great jobs, drive nice car, have nice house. So I think it's great.
No, but that's only
some
a
of
few.
us,
That's what
that's
we're
only a
gonna say.
few.
That's
Yes.
only a few.
So
What do you want?
Collectively, he's saying black
wants
people
every black
collectively
person.
are at the bottom.
okay, so how do we do that?
By being dedicated to self. So just like you set up charities to give to the poor, you have to set up certain institutes to benefit black people. So it's like whether it's training, whether it's teaching, you become dedicated to that concept. Just like you have
Can I
the
ask you a question? How is racism affecting you in your everyday life now in 2017?
Personally.
How is it affecting you
Personally,
personally?
you.
Well, how
Struggles? How are you struggling?
my whole family's doing terrible, if I'm being honest.
that again?
My whole family's not doing well. Economically not doing well.
Your family's
My
not doing
family's
well.
not black.
Okay, yeah, but what
Compared to who?
Go on, we'll
As
go
in
on.
what? As in what?
compared to anyone else.
All right, my family's what? I'm Moroccan.
All right, I'm glad you said that, right? But what I'm saying is, if we don't put a line in the dirt, right, and go, okay, we're gonna do this. All we're gonna do is talk about I'm bad, you're bad, I'm bad, you're bad, and that's gonna swing. That's gonna actually get concluded, right? So that's what I've made a choice. I said, look,
But what you've done, you've not given me anything tangible.
okay, let me answer you. So
No, you don't answer the question. I said, how is it affecting you in your everyday
okay,
life?
so
And I'm
how,
hearing-
how racism works is like you're part of a system, right? You're
Yeah.
within it, right? So the people above you, they're making choices. We are where we are today because people above us made choices, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't come together with people who are affected by the choices, you will pretty much be in the place where you were by other people's choices. Does that not make sense?
Yeah.
So if you don't do something about it, what gets done? Nothing.
Nothing.
It's the people who benefit from your hardship. If you don't do nothing, you're always going to be in hardship. It's just basics, right? So I'm saying I'm identifying groups. So if you're saying that Moroccans are mistreated for being Moroccan, I don't know, right? I would say it's your duty as a Moroccan to help Moroccans. Yeah, because
I'm busy though, bruv. I
no,
got
but,
family.
but once again, because you're not
My
black,
brother,
I'm
we
just
keep on
saying-
talking. Let me
yeah,
tell you something.
yeah, everyday life. I'm being real, bro.
I've said that to you before.
Yeah,
Listen to
boom,
this.
boom.
I'd love to be that
How
guy
do we-
that,
Yeah, but I'm not
that
saying you
saves
should,
my
because I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to
Let me. How do we stop it? How do we stop it?
Stop what?
How do we stop this problem among black people are so poor? How do we
Thank you.
as a collection?
You need to
You know?
identify the problem first.
No.
before we find
I'm
the
asking
problem-
He
him.
doesn't know the problem.
No, I do know the problem. The problem is
So what is the problem?
The problem is systematic racism. That's the problem,
We're
right?
talking about
Is it just
Islam.
for blacks?
No, no,
So
okay.
The system is
how
only
it started.
racist.
Hey, oh, but yeah, but
Black, he's
Muslim-
talking on black
You
behalf.
said black Muslims
Yeah,
are the
yeah.
lowest, right?
Yeah,
So
so-
let's go back to that and
so
identify
Muslim.
the problem.
Black
Right.
Muslim.
Within the black
Okay.
Muslims.
Right.
Black Muslim.
So global racism affects black Muslims as well, right? So that means there's going to be certain high well-to-do Muslims who are going to practice racism because of their education, right? Yeah. But the thing is, you can sit down and try to change their heart, or you can get everyone together and do something for yourself. So that's the strategy. The strategy is either one, you go to the people who oppress you, you go, please don't oppress me, or you go to the people who are oppressed and collectively come together and do something for yourself.
You know what,
I'm
you made it
suggesting
sound
that
like from
one's the better
beginning,
one.
though, You made it sound like it was a problem only within Muslims.
No. What, okay, let's go back.
Not only, sorry.
Hold on.
I know
Hold on, let me explain. We're thinking of a conversation where the groups can get together on an equal kind of footing, right? Yeah. So if you're Muslim, you're Muslim, and if you're a victim of racism, you're a victim of racism. So it comes together. But this conversation can exist within Christianity, within Judaism, within atheism, as long as you're under the system. If you don't know that black people collectively have gone through historical hard time.
How's that affected you in 2017?
Well, because-
Raven in the park today.
Today?
That's what I'm asking you. How's it affected you?
Bro, because
that you want to make this change?
because I come from the West Indies. We haven't. There's certain kind of things we haven't benefited from. So for
What part of the West Indies?
Dominique and Jamaica, right?
Okay, let's say we've solved. We know. Let's say we know the problem black people have gone through.
Cool.
What we the brothers are asking you.
Yeah.
How do we come to solve the problem?
Here's the answer. You as black people,
Yeah, we as black people,
you create dedicated institutes.
You build.
Okay, good. So
Dedicated.
how do we do that? One after the other.
Nah, he says
How do
build-
we do that?
Thank you.
Build
Now,
machines
here's
and
what it
stuff
is,
and
right?
teach each other how to build
hold
stuff.
on. I would like you guys to.
How do we do
I'm
that?
gonna ask you. Can I
Yeah,
answer?
go on.
I would like you guys to, on your own account, to do it, right? But because I'm talking.
I am very busy.
Why are you telling us what to do?
Hold on,
bruv?
friend. Let me conclude.
I
Then
know,
jump
no,
in.
no, no, no,
you
see,
came
see,
here-
ask them
No,
about
I've got
Tell
to
us
learn
about what
person, no,
to
it's
do.
the person who's trying to find the solution is the biggest enemy.
Can't tell us what to do,
No,
man.
well, I can take you to
Trying to tell us what to do.
I can't take you to anything, bro. I can't. If I'm trying to fix black people problem, I can't tell you what to do.
He's
I
trying
can't
to bring
tell you.
about Muslim
solutions
problem
and that,
earlier.
but
Well, this is
What
The
can
first thing you
do
need
to
to do-
black
Muslim.
And let me tell you what black people need to do. Let me tell you.
There's a
The
lot.
first thing
Black
about
Muslims,
listen to this.
black
Okay,
Muslims, right?
let me tell you. The first thing that black people, my brother, listen
not
to me.
allowed to speak. Go, go.
The first thing I believe
Right.
that the poor black people need to do is to accept God.
Second.
Accept God. That's the first thing the poor black people need to do. To accept God.
Okay, so
listen.
hold on. Let's not
The
let's
God,
not-
the
let's not go.
creator.
Let's not go.
The God, the
So-
creator.
so-
The God of
hold
all
on,
things.
here's next que-
First, that's the first thing the
let's
poor black
answer
people
that.
need to do, and they're gonna see the
So
way.
the Muslims, the non-black Muslims who are being mistreating the black Muslims, do they believe in God?
Who black
not-
Muslims mistreating black
Yeah,
Muslims?
yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
So that can't be a solution then, can it?
It is a solution
God can't be
to
the
accept
solution to
God. Yeah,
racism.
that's a good solution.
not
That's a
following
start.
Okay.
Because if you're not following
But
nothing,
we know
you
that
know,
it's a
you're out of
Deficiency
it.
from them.
Yes, of course. What I'm saying is, if those people
If
have
they
power,
make a fault,
yeah.
we're not gonna join.
No.
We're not gonna be in the
Very
fault as well. at
rarely
the
do
same
I
time.
see people who are affected collectively and not come together. I see it very strong amongst black people. There's a historical context for that, isn't it? But I'm one of the people who say, you know what? We have to be dedicated. That's why, even though this brother's correct and he's saying what he's saying, I have to go
Are you
straight
saying
to the
black
source.
people? You're not speaking about black. You're
It's a
speaking about
human
black Muslims
problem.
right now, yeah?
Humans will
Is
never
that
come
the
together. You have to
target
understand
place that we're
this.
talking about?
Yeah, so
Let me
black
tell you how
Muslims-
we're gonna start it.
One time.
You want to know for us to start
time.
getting together?
Go.
I need you. Before you leave the park today, go ahead and tell all black people when we're gonna have a meeting and where. And I guarantee you, I'm gonna be there.
All right.
I need you to say
You're
that.
good. So what I do is,
Can you do that today?
Well,
Not just there. I need you to
if
go
you're organizing,
and
you can
black
throw me out the
Muslim
window.
and black Muslim
Now, let me ask you.
He's gonna say
black
you're
Muslim
not black,
and
so you're the
non-black
receptionist.
Muslim.
No.
That's what he's gonna say. I said that. That's what he's gonna say. He's gonna say you're at the door, there's a bodyguard or
Throw
something.
me out the window.
So what I'm saying is,
I spoke to this guy.
of course,
For a long
And the
time.
first thing we do, let's don't talk about donate money.
no one's
Don't talk about donate any money. Good.
It's your energy we believe, not your money. It's your energy. It's your energy.
Money situation is not much. Maybe £1 a day.
No, we don't need to donate no money.
stay on track.
We need to come and talk about the problem we have, and then we do not talk about donate any money. Because where money is concerned, black people, there's problem.
No, but listen, if we need to go
Anyway, brothers,
together,
I'm having a meeting next week.
Next week, yeah.
You're not
Good.
invited. No.
You're not invited because you know, black Muslim.
is he black? Are you black?
We don't know he's black.
It's like this, right?
So his color, you saying that?
I don't know. Are you black?
Hold
I don't
on,
know.
let's get serious. Let's get serious, right? Let's get serious, right? It's like this, right?
My brother, you go a long way, man.
It's a hard
A
struggle.
long
It's a hard
way.
struggle.
It can happen, though.
Whether you're
What?
Muslim,
What
whether you're
can
Christian,
happen?
We
of course.
coming together.
What
have to
can happen?
We coming together.
Am
have
I
to
invited?
And we need a white man. We need a white man
Do you have a black
to be the
parent?
treasurer.
Of course, you're from Somalia. What do you mean?
Where's your family from?
And we need a white man
Where's
to be
your
the
family?
treasurer.
Okay, so
Where?
We're poor.
You just said it, man. You don't listen.
Africa. What country in Africa? Where in Africa?
Africa and East Africa.
Okay, so then there you go. So
Watch this. I'm from the Caribbean. That doesn't make me African. I'm not black. I was born in Tunisia by mistake.
He said you passed the test. You passed the
It's like
test.
this, right? I keep saying it. When it comes to mistreating black people, we know who they are. When it comes to helping them, we don't know who they are. innit?
Is it
I'm
topic
sa-
black Muslims or black people? What?
Here's what it is, right?
Because
If
you
I'm being
started off
honest,
with black Muslims.
well, if I'm being honest, right, I'm trying to extend the olive branch to my black Muslim brothers. Right? I'm saying that if you are going through racism, we're trying to work on the solutions, isn't it?
Okay,
and I'm
so
saying
what was the
you are
solution
welcome. But if you do not wish to work on solutions, I can't.
I've
force you.
never had
what was the
racism in my
solution
life.
again?
What do you mean by that?
Not me, me
What's the
personally.
solution you're talking about?
So the solution is making dedicated systems that work on benefiting black people. So
Like what?
So you form groups, you come together, you teach. I've got a group. You guys, if you
I know you can't do it.
you guys give me your number.
Macmillan, what's it called?
Macmillan, right? If you give me your number, you can join the group and we can try to put you on a betterment building course.
Okay,
right?
I know.
Whether you,
We've
it's
heard-
economics,
we've
health,
heard this before.
but this is a start.
I get this. And it's a big WhatsApp group.
We do,
and that.
we do,
There's a
fella.
WhatsApp group and
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Everyone joins a WhatsApp group, and then they start talking about stuff. And
Government's
that.
watching on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I know.
Stay on course, isn't
I
it?
don't know why he chose WhatsApp, but that's what he chose.
Listen, but you gotta understand, right? Look how inferior we are as people, innit?
No, but listen,
Hold on, let me
Yeah.
look
can
how
I tell you
inferior.
something? Can I
Let me
tell
tell
you
you then, tell me, innit? Yeah. When black people come together to try to fix ourselves, it is a joke. Everyone jumps in first, little joke, okay? But what I'm saying is, the problems we face are real serious, isn't it? Now, I can make jokes of, but in all reality, this is a serious thing. Innit? Black people need to work together.
I get what you're saying.
That's what it is.
But what I'm saying is, you came with the target audience that you discussing black Muslims. and
That's
that,
right.
Yeah. I'm saying even if black Muslims are being wait, even if black Muslims and that are being oppressed by non-black Muslims,
Racism,
being being oppressed like
Just in general, for being black, yeah?
racism. If they're saying racist stuff to them, it doesn't matter. If they're wrong, they're wrong. Islamically, if they're saying something racist, they're wrong anyway.
When we talk about
so
racism-
we don't need to change our stance because of they're in the wrong. We just carry on. We practice our religion. They're in the wrong.
This is not
we
religious
carry on.
context. So here's what it is, right?
It is because you said black Muslim.
How are you black?
You say black Muslim.
So basically,
So it is about the religion.
yeah. So basically,
Where your parents are from?
yeah. So
Or your
basically,
skin color?
Now here's what it is, right?
My dad,
Well, here's what
white,
if you
bold.
hold on, bro. Let me just get the thing, right? This is quite. I'm glad you said that. It's very important. We're talking about systematic white supremacy, right? Now, systematic white supremacy has a definition for black people, innit? I mean, identifiable black phenotype ancestry, right? Meaning that you're somewhere within your phenotype, they can identify the black African. Right?
Can an albino
From north-
join?
Yes, of course. Yeah, because
But they ain't gonna phenotype black.
no, albinos have.
What about some North Africans? That are
They're white, mate.
Can they join or can they not join?
Because you have black North Africans.
I think he's North African.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
Can he join?
I already asked him. I said, in your country, it's black people who identify, but are they mistreated? He said, yes. Therefore,
What country is that?
Morocco, right? So what he said,
I'm from Algeria and I don't think they're mistreated. Just because they're black.
okay, this is so. What I'm saying, this is a very complex thing. It's like it's very hard for me. If you don't understand that people who identify
A
as
lot of
black
people don't
mistreated,
even see the problem.
and that's what I'm saying.
So
This is why we're
if
losing.
people
They're
don't
not
because-
mistreated just because they're black. I can tell you
No,
that.
some people don't believe there is a problem like that.
Okay.
There is a problem like
Now
that.
here's what it is, right? I don't want to give up on my Muslim brothers. People say give up on them because when you try to extend the olive branch, they keep talking about other things, innit?
No, we're just trying to understand.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you cannot see systematic white supremacy, if you cannot see a world where the closer you are to being African, the more mistreated, right? Then we won't be able to help you, innit? Because you don't see it. I'm saying if you're content with your lifestyle and not doing anything, then all you.
That's good.
But
That
know
means it hasn't
these
proper-
brothers here, we're giving you a doorway. When you're ready, coming in. But right now we're trying
get
to
what you're
fix
saying.
it.
I get what you're
So
saying.
we can
I
joke
get what you're
about,
saying.
but we're trying. But if
You said
can't-
black Muslims, you understand? You never just said black people in general.
that's
Islam
how
is
you
not.
came.
Islam is a
Of
deen.
course.
It's not just a religion. It's a way of life. You understand? So it tells us how to deal with
We're about
that.
to pray in it. Sorry, bro.
We're here when you need us.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, we're here when you need us. Go pray in. Yeah.
I'm gonna pray.
Yeah, go pray. Bro, we're here when you need, innit? Sorry, bro. Let me keep. So can you see what I'm trying to say? Yeah, bro. Come. Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to say, right? It's very challenging, yeah, to try to help black people generally, right? Which is fine. But the issue I'm tackling at the park is trying to get black Muslims to actually be dedicated to helping black people, or black Muslims at the issue. And fair enough, there's comedy and all joke and banter in it, but all I can say is I'm gonna open the door in it. And if you're on the internet, any black person or black Muslim who wants to be part of the solution to helping black people collectively, come in, right? And ignore all the jokes and the funny kind of laughter and it's a shame you're not inviting us in, this, that, and the fourth, right? This is the only thing I can think of in it, right? Black people are not dedicated, and this is where we're at. Buncle, you want to say something? You said you asked a question, sorry. But this is what it is.
I have never come across racism myself personally. Me personally.
But you know, racism is more bigger than a man calling you a monkey, innit? It's like the opportunities that you've inherited, the things that you've been your ancestry, the things that you would have had but you don't have because you're black. You know what I'm saying? It's much more bigger.
The ancestors.
Yeah, but we need to find the solution, but we need to
I told
find
you.
the
You
problem,
the
why
problem
we
is-
in this situation. The situation.
Uncle, the problem is systematic white supremacy. I'm telling you, that's the problem. The problem is
situation where
people
we
with-
are.
yeah.
We in the situation where we are because circumstances, yes. But sometimes we need to take a step.
Right.
Sometimes we need to take a step. We need to make a change within ourselves. We cannot start blaming people.
Who blames? Can you tell me who's the blaming? Can you tell me?
Who they blaming?
So what I'm saying
we
is-
always blame the non-black.
Hold on. So within this context of this conversation, I've come to you and I've talked about how black people can help themselves
Yeah.
is by helping themselves, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about no one but who?
But black.
So I don't really like talking about non-black people. It's only other people who want to interject that I go, okay, let me entertain that. But generally, if you identify a group as being mistreated, it's best for that group to come together, innit? The challenge I find is, as a collective, black people are very easily distracted and talk about other things, innit? So I'm saying, if you want to have this plan, why don't we try to set up a situation where we all come together? Now you laugh at what I'm saying, but by getting people's number, getting them a WhatsApp group, at least that's one tangible way to get people in one area where we can discuss certain issues, innit? And then maybe another social thing, whatever it might be. But if we don't have that conversation, we're going to still be where we are.
So is that what you're doing? Getting numbers and getting stuff for us to get together. So what
of
I'm
course.
saying, what you need to do
Yes.
is to go around and you next week tell me if it work or if it don't work.
So-
now if it don't work, then you know the problem is within us. Because you trying to get help. You trying to get us together for us to do something. So I need you to go in the park before you leave. Tell those black people that's in the park, we're gonna have a meeting somewhere, and then you're gonna see if. But brother, that's how we're gonna start.
Family, Uncle, let me start this,
Yes or
right?
no?
You have to, for
We're
me,
gonna start somewhere like this.
I agree, but you have to,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. You have to have tangible solutions. But you see the topic I brought up here. It was all wishy-washy, funny. That these people here, they don't have a strong foundation. So to invite anyone anywhere, they're going to be in a pub or somewhere else, innit? They're not going to be there, innit? So what I'm saying is, by having a way to connect them at ease is important. So if I take your number, I can give you a text, innit? Right? We can have forums within WhatsApp where when you post a message, people see it. Once that's there and that makes sense, then you start hiring out halls and you go. But it has to be tangible. If it ain't tangible, it's just talking for the sake of talking. Very rarely do I come down here to talk for the sake of talking, innit? I'm trying to be solution based. And that's why, I laugh and joke with people, this is quite serious, isn't it? And the reason why I use the Muslim analogy, because I'm saying, I'm opening the door for Muslim, but I'm finding there's a bigger confusion amongst the Muslim brothers as in what to do about racism. And like yourself, so many people just don't reckon about racism, innit? Right? And I've
My
got...
brother, let me tell you something. I'm telling you, nothing is impossible.
I never said,
But
yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
that you need to leave this park
Right.
and go and tackle certain places where we have more problem than
we
just
do.
the park.
Oh, we do. So, for example,
You need to
this
do
is-
that.
This is just here on Sunday, right? I'm all over the place, and I saw the other members. They go all over. They all talk and try to get people involved. This is just one place because it's a good place where intelligent people come to talk.
So
about issues.
where are we going to gather together to have a meeting?
So the only thing I can
When
say
is the next meeting?
So here's what it is, right? As a collective, we have to discuss that, right? So if me, you, and these other 7 people discuss something, once we discuss it and we have a topic and agenda, it might be economics, it might be health, I don't know, we do it.
Okay, so how many people you already have in the group?
So collectively, I would say around about 400. I would say.
If you have 400 people, why can't you have a meeting and I want to come?
Oh, yeah,
why?
you can.
But when is the next
But it's like
meeting?
this. I don't have your number, so I can tell you.
Okay, I'll give you my number,
There
and
you
I
go.
need you to
There you
ring
go.
me and tell me when is the next meeting. I'm giving it to you now. I need to give it to you on camera. Let me give it to you. I don't care who listens.
invited, yeah?
Well, this is a black Betterment
It's
building,
a, it's a
right?
black thing, he says. So I'll give it to him.
Yeah, so this is about black people.
Black.
Who?
Blacker than you.
Who is?
My dad.
He's dead.
Well, wait.
Blacker than you.
So your dad is a black African, yeah?
Black Moroccan.
So he's actually he's identified.
Like this sister here.
Yeah. So then
No,
technically,
but I don't look like.
well, if it doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how you look. If your dad is, yeah. If your dad, well then you shouldn't be asking me if you're black then. Then if you identify as black, why are you asking me what you're black?
Don't forget Alex.
I'm not, really.
Yeah. So then if you identify as a black Moroccan, where you from? Sorry, you didn't say it.
I'm Moroccan.
Moroccan.
This
Then,
does look beautiful, though. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie to you. fam.
yeah.
Join, man.
Then you're welcome. If you,
Everybody
do you identify as black? Do you identify as black?
This is what I read.
Why should I identify as
You see one thing?
Because you're trying to fix a black issue.
You bleed, I bleed.
So what's your name, brother? Yusuf. Now, Yusuf, we've had this conversation before, but it's many Moroccans I noticed, right? If we're trying to fix a particular issue, yeah, then we have to go with a particular group, right? right? The group we're focused on is black, because we're talking about black people who are victims of racism, economically, socially, health-wise, whatever. So it's a self-esteem concept. If you are truly a black person, like you're saying, then you'll be there, innit? But if you're not, you will need to answer that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
No, I see, but once you becomes colour, their gender becomes different.
No, because if
We've got the same problems.
tell me how
I mean, I suffer racism.
So it's like this,
Not
right?
because I'm black, probably because I'm a Muslim.
Is there Moroccan
Discrimination,
Is there
because I'm
discrimination?
disabled.
Is there discrimination in what's that got to do with black women?
No, I'm just saying, like, we suffer the same problems in different ways. Doesn't have to be black.
Yeah, but it's like this. If I say I want to be a fisherman, why would you try to make me hunt bears? It's like there's a purpose, right? Does that make sense? I'm trying to help black people. You're saying, why don't I help people with bad legs? It doesn't make any sense, really.
No, it does. It does, because we've got the same issues. We
What's
suffer,
the same issue?
You suffer racism,
Right.
yeah, and I suffer discrimination because I'm disabled problem. Yeah, it's the same problem.
No, but then there's actually a
It's the
solution.
same problem, no?
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, it's not. If you are disabled, you should try to find other disabled people to better yourself. You should try to get a think tank.
So I should get just disabled people. So my issue, I shouldn't. My family are not disabled, so they shouldn't be on board.
No, what I'm saying is, if they have an interest, what I'm saying is, me as an individual, I might be interested as an individual, but I'm not going to make systems dedicated to that, because that's the individual thing. Isn't it? So if you need help, I can give you help. But what I'm saying is, I'm trying to make systems to help black people, isn't it? I mean,
And there's nothing wrong with it.
I never said it would be.
No, like other people might see it,
Well,
but there's nothing
I don't know
wrong
why
with
they would. Because
nothing
they
wrong
would be.
with it.
They probably
Why
would be practicing
shouldn't you?
racism, wouldn't they?
it. Why shouldn't you?
Well, what I'm saying, but the challenge I face is trying to get black people on the same path, because whatever group you identify, whether it's Moroccan or Arab or Berber or whatever it might be, right? There is institutes that are there to benefit that collective group, right? It'll be wrong
We
for
don't
me.
have that in Morocco.
So you don't have,
We
well,
don't have that. We
but,
have-
yeah, but you're Moroccans though. We're all Moroccans though. You're,
Moroccans, Africans,
yeah, but
Muslims,
you're
Jews.
many of you are from the Berber. And Berber's the wrong word. It's, I can't.
No, there is Berbers,
Yeah.
there is
And
Sahara,
there's Arabs, and yeah,
there's
yeah.
this, there's
But
that. But we
if
don't
Berbers,
have that problem.
if Berbers were being directly taught, well, there is, because I know there's a collective Berber group that are trying to get more cultural Berber history taught and Berber language taught. So what they do, they come together with other Berbers and they get it pushed, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Well, that's the big. What about the Chinese man? Why don't you try to get the Chinese man taught in exactly? So hence why I have to shut you down when you say things like, "What about other people?" Because it doesn't make no sense. And that's what I'm trying to. But the thing is, every time I talk to black Muslims, you're more interested in helping black Muslims than black Muslims. Facts. Facts.
Black Muslims.
Facts. From the one we just had here, you are more interested in helping black Muslims than the black Muslims I'm talking to. Facts.
Maybe
Go bring me a black Muslim who's ready for a solution. A dedicated black. If you give me one, I'll give you a high five.
If he's ready, black Muslim that's ready for a solution
A
for black people.
Yeah. Go.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Right?
I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm
we're
giving
good.
you
So
my.
we have one. We have one.
I'm ready.
And we're
Said,
gonna
bring me one. Here's one.
I'm a black Muslim.
You never bring, because I was talking, he gave me his number on camera, so you can't claim that, right? I'm saying, yeah, I mean, you can't claim that. So, the same passion you have wanting to be a black helper, go get me a black Muslim who wants to do the same thing.
I want to help everyone. Doesn't have
Nah, I
to be
don't
black.
want to hear that. That's comparison. The reason because it's like this, right? When you say you want to help everyone,
divide and rule, isn't it?
nah, it's not divide and rule.
like-
I want to help everyone, but I want to make dedicated systems to help particular groups. So if you want to, if you can't walk, let me help you walk, innit?
Yeah.
But I'm saying I'm not going to make.
Why should I just go to disabled people to come and help me? Because that's what you're saying.
No. I'm not saying. Whatever you do for your solution, I can't tell you. I can say it makes sense for black
I can
people
go
who
to
are.
everyone. I can go to everyone that's willing to help. No. So if someone is a white person is willing to help,
How do they
he's
help?
sincere in their
How
heart,
do
or
they
she's
help?
sincere in their heart, they want to help because they understand the issue.
Find me them. Find me them. Bring me here.
What do you mean find me?
Find me this.
There is.
Find me
There
this
is.
mysterious
I'm not
non-black
gonna go and
person.
find,
Find me this mysterious non-black
there is
person
no
who's
mistake.
who's dedicated to
Come on,
helping
you're
black
telling me
people.
there's no white
Listen,
people
if I
that
came on,
want to
let me
help.
speak. If I came on camera, I go, listen, white people, Arab people, Berber people, please help black people. I'll get laughed out because all they say is, bruv, help yourself, innit? But when I go, black people, help yourself, they go, we want to help. It's a psychological game, innit? I'm not interested in it. What I'm saying.
It's all respect. I'll respect you because you're trying to do something rather than me doing nothing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to go to
And
those
just
who are
the
mistreated
issue is
and make us help ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So that's part two. I should, you know, and what I'm saying is the challenge I'm facing is trying to make black Muslims understand that. Now, the door's open for black Muslims. If they want to come in and join a dedicated system, they're welcome in it. But the funny, I'm just going to put you as a non-black Muslim for now. You as a non-black Muslim are showing showing more enthusiasm and willing to join than a black Muslim, and that's why I need to help them in it. But I can't force them by gunpoint. The door's open, the people are there, the Black Man Rated Network, a Black Woman Rated Network. You're welcome in it. That's all it is. Listen,
you're not saying nothing wrong. Do you know what? I don't see, but when you start to like say black, it's only black can come. Well, that becomes a problem. I don't look black, but am I considered black?
Look, bro, you are either black or not black.
I swear my dad looks like him.
Well, look. If you have a black dad, it's Barack Obama has a white mum, right? And a black dad.
What are you talking
about? Yeah. So
but he looks it.
Yeah.
He does. Come on.
Listen.
Come on, in reality, if I walk in and it's all black people and I walk in and I just come and sit, everyone's going to go,
well, no,
wait.
No, I agree.
Not everyone, maybe not everyone, but people that don't know me, if I don't explain,
okay,
like I said, my dad is black like him. Yeah, I'm Moroccan, but my dad's
when
black
we say,
like him.
if you have identity... What east are you from? Somalia and north as well?
Algeria. There's
Now,
a lot of countries, like in Algeria, for example, there's people that you see, you think they can never be Algerian. You think they're Irish. Freckles, the lot.
yeah, but you have to understand history.
But then again, if
you have to understand history. It's like this gentleman might be born in England. That doesn't make him a whitish man, innit? You know what I mean?
we're British, but we're not English.
We're citizens, innit? So I'm saying, so I'm saying to you, bro, from our standpoint of our collective, if you have an identifiable black parent, then we understand that you're going to be subject.
But none of my parents are. As I'm saying, it goes back to what's black. None of my parents are like if you're black, as in like.
No. But what I'm saying is, it's no offense. If there's Somalians coming, so you have a Somalian father, right?
No, mother.
Mother. Okay, so Somalian mothers come in many different shades, but we identify them as black individuals, and they treat that way when they go where they go. And when they get arrested, they have to tick that. Yeah, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Yeah. Okay. So
we're going back to this, that white African. But what? We're going back to their system to identify who's black and who's not.
Here's why. Because their system is what's oppressing. So I made this analogy before, right? If everyone with pink shoes is getting mistreated, then it makes sense for the people with pink shoes to come together to work on the solution. Would you agree with that? That's what it is. So I don't want to get into the whole technical, how black are you? Is your mum black enough? I'm saying, if you are mistreated for being black, then you're part of the collective, innit, right? Yeah, and there is a historical context of what is black, and I'm saying you, brother, qualify. If you don't qualify, I can't. I'm saying you're seen as black under that system, right? So you're welcome to join. If you don't want to join,
you know you're a nigga.
You know you're one of the kids. So what I'm saying is, bro.
You think I don't recognize my own? Man, this guy thinks I don't recognize my own.
What's your name? Oh, okay. So, bro, you're welcome to join any solution I'm doing. Because I'm seeing a system that is contributing to you. Maybe you might be doing well, but there's still a system that doesn't want you. And if you don't have like a collective base, like every other identifiable group, whether it's Pakistani, Asian, Arab, Chinese, they all collectively come together, right? The only group who doesn't really do that is who? The Black Collective African, right? Because we've been trained not to. Now, this gentleman here, he doesn't identify as black, but he shows me more passion to join a Black Betterment group than the Black Muslims. Why is that? What has happened to our people where non-black people, they want to join with so much passion, but the black people, nah, sorry, I don't believe in that. What is black? What is still that kind of funny, isn't it? So I'm saying, we're lost. We're lost as a collective, isn't it? So I'm trying to have a solution, bro. So just so you know, if you want to join, we have a WhatsApp group where we go on, it's non-religious, right? You've probably heard me before if you know what I mean, right? Yeah, and you're welcome to join. If you don't, it ain't what it is. So before you go, well, I'll tell you what, I can put your name in the thing, right? And then I'll put you in another forum. I'll give you the PDF. Read the PDF, and if you agree with it, you can join one of the forums.
Email it to me.
Huh?
Can you email it to me?
I can. If you want to put your email down there, bro, put your name and email, and I will do it. It's actually easier if I email it. Yeah? And then if you want to join, whether it's economics, health, literature, self-esteem, creative, whatever it might be, you're going to be around black people who are dedicated to helping you as a black person, because we identify that you're being mistreated for being black. That's what it is.
Yeah,
but of course, sister, would you like to join as well? So what I do is, we've got, yeah, of course. So put your name and number down, yeah. and then I'll give you the thing and you can join in it, yeah? So this is what it is. So what I would like from our other Muslim brothers is not to obviously shut us down. I don't know why they want to do that. But
No one wants to do that, but it's
there's
just,
many do.
it's just the way you came. It was like, well, correct me if I'm wrong. You came as if like the problem was only Muslims, and when I said to you like there's like
No, it's a global
Jews
problem.
and like Christians, you agreed, but then before that it was like.
Do you know why?
It was like
Because
you was targeting.
remember at the start of the conversation, we were trying to find a context, a conversation that we all could engage in.
Yeah.
So if we're all Muslim and there's many blacks, that's something we can all engage in, right? So he's a Muslim and you're black, so we can talk, and I'm black, I'm not Muslim, but we can talk about it. That's what it is. But yes, you find the same way you're mistreated, that the black Jew is mistreated, the black Christian is mistreated, and the black atheist is mistreated, isn't it, right? So that's all it is. I'm not saying that this is a Muslim problem, but it is a problem amongst Muslim people. Some, right? And as long as there's a problem, we have to have a what? Solution. Now, out of everything you're saying, I'm never going to speak without a solution. If you ever see me speak without a solution, if you ever speak without a solution, shame on me, innit? Yeah? What's up, family? Yeah? So that's what it is. Yeah? So, boom, that's what it is, man. There's nothing more. You can ask questions, but that's what it is. Hold on. It's about the same thing. Come on camera. Come on camera, listen. That's what, no, come. Because the thing is, there's a camera here, and there's no point. Yeah. So what was it you saying? I'm hearing certain words. I'm like, that sounds interesting.
I just heard the gentleman from over the fence.
Yeah.
He speaks common. You come to it and I'll tell you something.
Find it a little harder, maybe to get jobs.
Right.
Or the treatment's a little different.
Would you agree with that statement? Yes or no? Collectively.
Okay. Country I'm living in right now.
Can I say something?
Well, let the brother speak, and then we'll hear what you're saying.
No, I have no objection to that. I just trying to understand before we want to whatever the solution.
All right. So for me, the solution is.
What I gather, I don't qualify as a black man.
No.
So I'm going to be excluded.
No, not necessarily. Let me explain, right?
So I could be wrong.
You are wrong.
I'm North African, Moroccan.
Caribbean.
Yeah, I'm half Pakistani, half Moroccan.
Okay, so here we go. Here's how it works, right? Any group that's being mistreated, it makes sense for that group to come together to work on issues. Would you agree? Right?
No.
Hold on. No, let me explain. Right? So that's the first thing, right? So those come together to work on the solution. You as an outsider, you can change your community. You can go to your community. If you see racism being practiced, you can stop it.
Yes.
Right? That's the most important thing. Because like this, if other communities wasn't practicing racism, there'll be no need for me and this brother to build. Because there's no racism in it.
I agree, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you
Do qualify for it.
yeah.
According to his definition of
Well, I don't know because
We both do.
Hold on. As a North African, if your parent or parent's parent doesn't identify as black, meaning that.
Sorry? Where are you from? I'm half Moroccan, half Pakistani.
But what I'm saying is, because in North Africa you had the Arab invasion, you had the Franks, you
Yes.
had
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, there's so many, right?
Yeah.
No, but hold on, let me say
And there's
I'm
different
not-
groups. Go ahead.
I'm not saying nothing, but in North Africa they treat black people different, you know. Somebody's gonna say I'm lying, but it's true.
Have you been to North Africa?
We have black people.
Wait.
We have Moroccan
Can I
people.
say something?
Yes,
Because
say it.
wait, let me say. Calm
down, my
brother.
Wait.
My brothers want to beat me up. My brothers want to beat me up now. Why? Is it because I'm black? Brother, I disagree with that. No, on one reason. It's true though. They treat black like we from West Africa, Ghanaians and all of that. When we get there, they treat us very bad, and all because we're black. One way or the other.
That probably does happen. But my friend, that's the individual. That's the like, all right, right now, I don't want. No. I'm in agreement with you. It might happen into the corner shop now, but you deal with those individuals. You don't say Moroccan as a whole.
You can't even see that, man.
So yeah, what's your light thing? You're not cracking light, no?
I'm not trying to get some more diverse conversation.
This is the most diverse conversation you've ever got, man.
And it's all dark. I can't see
You can't see night, bro.
But we're going back to the solution. The solution. So we've been targeted. We've been treated differently.
Who's we?
Whatever you say. National. Believe me, I get treated a lot different for other reasons.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? So
And they're both white.
your solution is
Whatever
That's
group,
what I understand.
whatever group is being mistreated must
Right,
come together.
come together.
Yeah? So as me and this brother, if we've been calling monkeys, niggas, or the rest of it,
Yeah.
and then we can't get work because of it, we come together to sort that out. Now, you as a non-black, as you've identified, you can help by, if ever you're amongst racism, you cannot practice it. You can actually make sure, bro, don't mistreat those people. That's how you help us. But you can't be part of black people because you're not black. There is a value in black people coming together to work on our cause. Well, no, because he's not black at all. I don't know.
You know what?
If your Moroccan parent is a black Moroccan parent, if they're
My parents are not black, none of them are.
so, but the thing is, the Somali parent, it's very hard for you to call them Somali and not black. You can't be an ethnic Somali and not black. Thank you. It's like, come on, bro. Stop coming out the fold. You're out there. Your mother's, she's going to be very disappointed, yeah? Then you try to take her out the fold.
I've never thought of it like that. I swear, I've never thought like.
If you ever get arrested, they've got Somali, right? I hope you haven't, but you know what you're thinking. So let's just carry on. Anyway, there you go. So what I'm saying is, yeah, brother, I'm glad you want to help, and you have more passion than the black Muslims, it seems. But what I'm saying is, your best way you can help is by literally making sure you and your family and friends don't practice racism. The funny thing is, I've talked to so many Muslim people, right? Muslim non-blacks, and they utter racism without even knowing.
Yes.
So do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Even things like they say, oh, I brought a black woman to my mum, and they said, oh, why don't you just bring her, if you couldn't marry an Asian, why not get a white? Do you know how offensive that is? Yeah. Now, my thing is to not even focus on that and make black people stay black people. Because if black people stay black people, we don't have to deal with that. We don't have to deal with being racist by other people, right?
Yeah.
So that's a much more easier solution than begging your
see the element, though, that you're trying to attack.
I don't know, who's attacking?
The racism element.
Right.
Yeah? Because remember, you're being targeted. That's what you've identified.
Right.
So let's come together and attack that. Yeah. Why do we need to come together as a black people and isolate yourself? We're one. There's no colour.
Tell me where your family's from. Morocco and Pakistan.
Half right? Moroccan, half. I'm more Moroccan because I grew up with my mum.
Okay.
So
again, you know, Pakistani
wait. Again, the question you're asking me, you're already isolating me. It doesn't matter.
And
I'm with you. I'm fighting with you. I'm fighting the element of racism.
You can't be.
But I don't like your treatment. I don't think you should be treated like that.
Brother,
why does it matter where I come from?
Because you by definition become a dictator. Because it's like this, right? I told you, as an identified mistreated group, there is a value in showing self-determination for us to improve ourselves. Because we are identified as mistreated. We might be wrong, but that's what we're doing, right? You're saying, what can I do? I then go, here's what you can do. You can go amongst your group and make sure that it's not practiced.
Yes.
You do not care for the solution.
So you're advising me not to be racist.
So what I'm saying is, this is the most important thing you can do. So for example, can you imagine if every single non-black person took this on board? What would happen?
Every non-black.
If every non-black person.
What, harmony? Is that what you're trying to say?
If every non-black person did what I said, as in not practice racism, especially towards black people, what would happen? We would have harmony, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying I've given you the best solution, but you don't want to. What you want is you want to join our meetings. You want to be in there to dictate. We don't need that. We need you to stop racism in your own community.
No, not at all.
Can you see the logic I'm dealing with?
Yeah, I do understand.
Have you noticed that when I'm talking about racism, the non-black Muslims are so passionate to join, but the black Muslims, they're gone. They're not here. They're away. Why? Because I'm telling you can't join. The reality is, if I looked at the camera and said, hold on, friend. If I looked at the camera and said, you know what, non-black Muslims, please join us to help us deal with racism, you wouldn't come. It's because I said you can't, it's an interest. It's like, if your mum says don't go over there, you go over there. If you say don't open that box, you open the box. But in your heart, you're not sincere. Because if you were sincere, you'll be dedicated. And being dedicated means in setting up systems, teaching, actually taking your time and effort like I'm doing to better the community. But no one's going to do that, apart from black people. That's what I'm doing. If you can join, basically. Yeah. And that makes sense. Now, when you look outside black groups, that's what's practiced. So if you're from Pakistan, then you understand that Pakistanis do that very well. Am I wrong? Yeah? So what is, no one's going to the Pakistani and say, come on, man, marry a black man. Come on, man, give a black man a business. How dare I go to a Pakistani community and tell them to hire me? Who do I think I am? They've got their own cultural norms. They're trying to help their family out. Let them stay out. But when black people do it, everyone, you're racist. Yeah. That's because we are collectively inferior to other people. You know what I'm saying? And I would say you are psychologically joining that concept without knowing, because you ain't going to your Pakistani community that you come from and telling them don't do that. But you are coming to my community and telling us, isn't it? And that's because of the position we've been placed. Now notice, here's the jewel I'm giving you, right? Notice how the non-black Muslims really enjoy it, but the black Muslims are gone.
I'm here.
This brother's a good man. And make sure I take your number, family, yeah? Like, I'm just trying to show you how, as a collective, why we're in a very bad place. Now, that means we suffer from a low self-esteem. The best way to boost your self-esteem is do it for yourself. Meaning, I have to see my father, my brother, my mother as someone important. I can't look at your father, your brother, your mother, right? That's what it is. It makes so much sense. But remember, when you and your collective group try to bogart and go in there and call us racist, you, by definition, are part of the problem. And I have to distance myself from you for that reason.
No, okay, I understand. I didn't call you a racist.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying the collective concept.
And then another assumption was I don't go to my Pakistani people and tell them what they're doing is wrong. You can't be Muslim and a racist. I'm sure you've identified I'm a Muslim.
No, I agree.
You can't be Muslim and a racist.
But you can be.
Oxymoron.
No,
You can't. You can't.
You can't.
No.
Can you be a bad Muslim?
No.
Can you be a bad Muslim?
It exists.
Right.
I'm talking by definition.
Oh, that
can't
yeah.
be.
Well, that definition. We're talking. A man accepts Muhammad as the only prophet, and he accepts Allah as one, right? But he can still do. I've met them today. They tell me they smoke, they drink, but they're trying to change. But they're still Muslim. They still accept Muhammad.
No. I'm not an accurate reference of a Muslim.
I'm not saying
I
you
do
are.
my best.
Yeah. Well,
But
by
I'm
the way
saying
you're
that
behaving now, I know.
you can't be. Sorry.
By the way, I know that.
Yeah, you can't be like Muslim and a racist.
Yeah.
It's an oxymoron. They don't go together. Yeah. We don't see color.
No, see, for me, that's a weird topic. See, Muslims are humans, and if there is discrimination amongst Muslim groups, they're seeing color. So if black people go to Muslim areas and they're mistreated, they must see the color. Does that make sense? So what you're doing is, what I'm saying is, you're then by definition lying in this conversation for no reason. There's no reason for you to lie.
What?
You just said that Muslims don't see color, right? And I just showed you examples where they do.
No. It happens.
Yeah, so
Muslims do it.
So
but I'm
if
talking
it
about
happens,
a true
what is
Muslim?
Hold on. That's what I'm saying about being intelligent. If it happens, what is to be done to rectify it? Well, I've given the answer. Black people come together and work on solutions. Distance from all the other Muslims. Go to the Muslims when you want to pray, when you want to eat, and have a party, whatever you want to do. But when it comes to actually erecting systems dedicated to betterment, distance yourself. Be dedicated to helping black people, because those groups are dedicated to helping themselves, as we've identified, but black people are not. The thing is, when I say the black people, there's so many black people who are scared of this conversation. And I'm not to be rude or anything.
Yeah.
Your behavior, and not just deliberate, contributes to that anyway. But you not being sort of, you know what? That makes sense, you know. Black people are being mistreated. This group is mistreating them. They should go together and help themselves. My group does it. That group does it. They don't do it. Yeah, but you're not doing that. You're going, nah, man, love everyone, hugs and kisses, and that's not actually that. That actually doesn't mean anything, can it? I'm talking about jobs. I'm talking about health. I'm talking about self-esteem. Now, what makes Pakistanis so good? They know that. They know that hands down. Whether you argue or fight, you understand. That's why you have things like arranged marriages and so forth. Whether it's right or wrong, they understand the benefit of it. They understand. You know, your daughter marries my son. He inherits this piece of land, this wealth, this shop, whatever it might be. Same thing. And then what happens when he grows up? He has, isn't it? The black people I'm talking about, they don't have. Yeah, you're gonna get black people who have, innit? But they're out of the fold because they're not coming back to help other black people. So what can I do? They're individuals, innit? They're marrying other people. They're marrying Europeans or whatever, doing what they're doing. Fair enough, whatever. Yeah. So I'm saying that's what it is. Now, I've identified myself, right? I've identified what I'm saying. Does it make sense?
Understand.
Anytime you see any non-black person, right, and they're trying to jump in, be on my side and go, stop. Black people need this. Don't, you know, if you want to help, we must correct racism amongst ourselves, but don't try to stop black people from building. And go and find your black people, go, here, there's a black gentleman over there, he's trying to help you. You should go there because you need help. Just like if there's a man in a wheelchair, and I'm over there in a wheelchair and say, I'm here to help you, go, man in a wheelchair, there's a man in a wheelchair over there, go to help, innit? You see what I'm saying? Now, before I go, ask you this question, right? Why is it that works for every other group, but the black group it doesn't work for? Like, think of it. What has been happening? Because black people are seen as collectively inferior by all other groups, not individualistically, but overall, right? And go amongst your community and talk about black people privately, and you'll start seeing what I'm saying. If I'm wrong. Yeah? And I think you know I'm right, because
I understand
you know what I'm saying. That's what it is. So that's what I'm trying to say, family. That's what I'm trying to say. So, black people, if you see me, come together, and if you ever see these kind gentlemen here doing what they're doing, you have to shut them down straight away. No kumbayaism, no everyone love everyone. That's not true. It's not tangible, isn't it? As a black person, you have to help black people. It's not racist. It's actually tackling racism. Remember, we are seen as the collective inferior group. Facts. I don't want a big debate on YouTube about it. We have to sort it. If we don't sort it out, tangible solutions, isn't it? And notice that when I'm talking about helping black people, Everyone is here apart from black people.
I'm here. And go and say it. And who?
And Jedi.
And Jedi.
Yeah? So notice that. Yeah? So
yo, fucker.
I can't see
That's a wrap.
Yeah, I mean,
Was that a 2-hour long thing? Yeah.
Yeah, but you're gonna chop it up though, innit?
Nah, he's not gonna chop it.
No, you have to, bro, because it's different topics, it's different context.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
He's telling you how you have to behave.
Well, I'll show you how to use Premiere, innit? Use the capsule.
Yeah, you're giving him
Use the
tips.
capsule,
I see
innit?
him giving tips
Use
in the
it.
comments. He's a good youth, though. He's a good youth. Oh, shit.
That, you realize that.
It's good, man. It's
Fam,
good. It's
I'm
good,
telling
innit?
you.
You know it's good, man.
I need to actually talk about this thing. Shut it down. So what was it? It was a software that helps you track the footage with the vocals.
Yeah, you done it, innit?
The footage and the vocals.
Yeah, so basically what it is, right?